What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the most important NYCFC talk show. It's time for the Dudes in Blue, episode number 171. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, Joe Amato, and alongside me, as always,
Antonino, what's going on, dude?
not much, man, not much. Starting to feel like we're going to start repeating ourselves a little bit, but that's okay, because that's what we get paid to do. Yeah, feeling good, though. Feeling good on this Monday night. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was a fun weekend. Game put a little damper on it, but again, with everyone else around us kind of stumbling there, it's all things considered not too bad.
Merry FIFA Eve.
Yes, aka being on the verge of no sleep for the next 6 months.
And full on rage.
Oh yeah.
For those of you that play FIFA, I bid you all a wonderful journey this year into the world of foot or pro clubs, whatever you play. It doesn't really matter. We're big FIFA fans here at the Dudes in Blue. We're in no way paid by FIFA to say that. We just literally play it every single day. So I'm very excited that I get my copy. It's already on my system because I did it digitally. So at midnight tonight, it'll be
Me too.
It'll be here. I still have a couple hours left on my EA Access trial, so I'll probably use those up in a little while. But I'm very excited for that. I got to ask you, before we jump into the NYCFC content, like, are you making a Serie A club first, Premier League club? Who are you going with first?
Last year I had a lot of success with the Premier League squad just because of the just
The
so many
numbers.
players, so many players. So I'm going to start off with that. But I usually, once I start building up coins from the Premier League squad, I usually like to branch off and make a Serie A squad because that's where my heart really is. So
Go.
I like doing that, and then I mean, it's just so much fun having multiple squads because you could have the best of everything really. The more squads you have, the better. So always fun, always fun. I've dabbled in La Liga a little bit, but I played much better with my Premier League squad. So
Yeah, it's generally the way it goes. I start with a La Liga team always. I don't know why. It just always happens that way. Like, I have a pretty good La Liga team right now, and then it just winds up becoming a Premier League team, and then it winds up, 5 months later becoming this mishmash of maybe some icons, maybe some other crazy stuff. But I'm pumped. I'm very excited for that. I'm more excited about FIFA than I am about what happened this weekend with NYCFC, and we're
yeah,
definitely going to get into that. Give us a follow, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're at Dudes in Blue. That's how you get a hold of us. We're going to open up the phone lines pretty soon because it's just easier to talk with you guys about what crappy game that was in Frisco. They were frisky in Frisco, but not really. Yeah.
Frisco. That's
Dude,
fun. To
before we jump into it, we'll do a quick little roll call here, and then we'll kind of get into it. And if you're watching in the Facebook live feed, thank you very much. Drop a comment and let us know that you're here hanging out with us, and share the broadcast with your friends because we want to spread the love for the boys in blue. Here we go. Jamal checking in. David saying what's up. Cesar Peralta, what's going on, dude? His last name is Peralta. 99.
99.
Christian Smith saying what's going on. He's a Pro Clubs player, by the way, Christian Smith. Amanda checking in. What's going on? Felix saying year. And Angel checking in as well with the year. I'm sure we'll probably hear from Felix later. Amanda is saying that she's going to be at the match on Wednesday, so everybody go see her. And Donald is checking in saying yo as well. So here we go. Dude, where shall we begin? Because, quite frankly, I don't give a damn.
Well, it seemed like a really, really. I mean, look, you had Maxi back in the lineup. That was always a plus.
Right.
That was, from the get go. That's pretty much your number one thing you're looking at there. And then, listen, for the first 35, 40 seconds of the game, totally dominant. Totally dominant. Tati ends up getting an early one. Tinnerholm putting in the work. Fantastic job from, I believe it was Matriza in the corner there, getting to the loose ball. And then after that, completely nothing.
Disappeared.
Just a bunch of nothingness.
So we have to give credit to the guys for scoring that first goal literally in the first minute of the game where, like you said, I think it was Maxey though. I really think it was Maxey in that corner because I remember seeing
Listen,
the frosted tips.
let's be honest. That camera angle was so far away, you don't know who was who on the field.
Garbage.
There were 19 shots that looked like they were going directly into the
Like
net,
over the
that were
keeper's head.
straight up in the air.
Unbelievable. But at any rate, Tinnerholm's ball was a thing of beauty. That pass
Glorious.
was absolutely incredible. And look, fair credit to him and to Tati for finishing the chance because that was not an easy finish. He had a defender right on his back and put away a great goal. And that's, from the start of that game, I was like, all right, now it's game on. Here we go. This is going to be one of those kind of games. And then it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. Like nothing happened.
No.
Except a lot of headbutting.
Yeah. A very odd number of aerial duels that ended with clashing of heads. Like nothing I've seen before. That was really, I feel like at least there was like 3 or 4 instances. And obviously the Tinnerholm one was the worst one because it didn't really look like either player got much of the ball. It looked like they both went full force, forehead to forehead, which you don't always see. It's usually one guy coming in and side to side or something like that. And it's usually one person has a lot more force than the other. This was like 2 equal forces meeting, and you could tell right after they hit that it was going to be bad. Tinnerholm on his Instagram tweeted that under the circumstances he's fine. I don't know what under the circumstances means. Did he just have a headache? Because I could totally see where you get a migraine from one of those and you just can't see straight and you just have to really lay down for a little while.
Yeah.
But I as far as concussion wise goes, I didn't hear anything yet. We probably won't hear anything until probably tomorrow afternoon. As the injury report goes, but just you always get nervous when it comes to the head, man. You really, it's something to be taken seriously. There's a reason why these guys are sent off the field and have concussion protocol because, let's face it, the ball is not soft. It's not squishy. It's hard, and any wrong little move can cause some serious damage. Yeah, squishy ball. Don't make me start talking about squishy balls on the show, dude.
I didn't bring it up. I didn't say squishy.
All right, soft balls.
Touch.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Look,
it seemed like that moment was kind of a turning point where
I was just gonna say, and that's what Jamal just said on Facebook. Is that I believe we lost momentum after losing Tinnerholm, and look, when the guy creates your only goal, and then he goes off, 20 minutes in, and the team isn't able to produce anything. It makes you realize not that you needed this game to realize how important Anton Tinnerholm is to this squad, but this is one of those chances to see really how important Anton Tinnerholm is to this squad in a fullback position where under Dome's style and that 5-man back line where those wing backs can go up and down, they become a very key part in our attack. And when those guys are not able to get forward, this is what happens. So when you take a key guy like that out of the game, how many times do you see Tinnerholm put in very dangerous crosses from that right-hand side? Yeah. He's gotten very good at creating chances from that side. And you take him out of the game, and it hurts. It definitely hurts. I know we put Tajuri Shradi came in, played about 30 minutes, but once you don't have that momentum in the game, once you take that out, it's very, very difficult to get that back, even with a great sub like that.
Yeah, it didn't really – it just didn't seem like again, the heat is definitely a factor. Playing up against what I thought was a very good high press from Dallas. I mean, it seemed like for good chunks of the match, we didn't have space to move. We didn't have space to breathe. And I think the Dallas goal is part of that. I blame Sean Johnson 115%. As a goalkeeper, you never, ever do that. You don't, from where you're standing, you don't play the ball in the middle. It just doesn't happen. Let the ball go out. They're giving the ball back to you. Let it go out and set up the field. I don't know what he was thinking there. Ring with just a poor job of clearance, but honestly, you shouldn't have been put in that position to begin with. But I do like him owning it and standing up, even though I don't think it was his fault. I mean, yes, he could have cleared it, but at the same time, he just shouldn't have been put in that position by Sean Johnson.
No, and that's one of my issues. One of my issues is that Dome has a style that he wants to play. as ugly as it can be sometimes, very similar to Patrick Vieira, you're going to play out of the back almost to your detriment. And I don't remember any opportunities in this game that we took to play the ball long. We took every single chance to play the ball out of the back, and regardless of the high press, I know they have to do a better job of being able to beat that kind of press, but in a situation like that where it literally led to the game-tying goal, and honestly, Dallas could have had 2 or 3 others. I mean, it wasn't pretty. So
Yeah.
when you're not able to successfully play out of the back, and you see chance after chance being created, chance after chance, you're turning over the ball in your own third, at what point do you have to say, okay, we need to force Dallas to reset, force them to start from the back, and get them out of our end, because they were just down our throat from the minute the second half started, and we wound up paying for it.
Yeah, and it's not just the fact that you can't always get up the field. It's the fact that you're being pressed so to the point where if you make a mistake, it almost always leads to a scoring chance just because of positional awareness of the other team.
Where you are.
It's a really dangerous thing to do. If you can't beat it, I know it's nice to be calm and not panic, but at certain points in time, you have to understand that it's not working. And if you want to get the points, which sometimes I don't feel like we want to win the games. Sometimes I feel like we're content with just taking the draw and trying to wind the game down and not really going for it. That Toronto game especially, I mean, they kept coming and we kind of like held onto the ball and tried to kill time when, sometimes these points could mean something. I mean, now, look, the Shield was always a pipe dream in my opinion, but again, we came close to within a couple game swing of being able to get there, but you've got to steal points and play hard to the final whistle, and sometimes I just don't see it. And again, I didn't see any urgency after a while. I feel like it was kind of the team running into a brick wall repeatedly, constantly, and just not getting anywhere. And at some point, you gotta change. You gotta change what you're doing and figure out a different game plan, a different style. You're right, like get the ball over the top and make guys run in. I just don't understand why that game was so difficult to understand and watch what was going on.
Jose on Facebook is saying that we severely lack killer instinct. I don't think we had an opportunity to show the killer instinct that we had. I think we kind of wasted it all in that first 40 seconds after the Tati goal. To me, that was killer instinct, Jose. That was killer instinct to me. For Tinnerholm to say, you know what, and by the way, dude, to confirm, it was Maxi that got the secondary assist on that.
Okay.
For Tinnerholm to say, I'm putting this ball in and I'm putting it right on Tati's foot, and for Tati to not try to settle it and just blast it into the net one time, that's killer instinct for me. But to not have the opportunity to even showcase that. Anytime Mitrita gets the ball, you know it's being given away 95% of the time. That's when the ball was in the attacking third. I don't remember how many times the ball cleared the halfway line in this game. It's hard to think back and remember that. And Donald is saying, so happy to have Hebert back. Hebert's probably going to play maybe 30 minutes on Wednesday night against Atlanta. And you hope that's the case. But a guy like Hebert is useless unless he has service. Useless. Yeah. He's not going to create the opportunity himself. More often than not. He's going to need the service. You got to have guys like Maxi and Tati and Tinnerholm all firing, all creating those opportunities and giving the ball and finding your number 9. When Mitrita and Tati play, there's no number 9. I know we think we have 2 strikers, but we don't. We don't. There's not. Neither of them are a striker, in my opinion.
No, they just don't. They lack. Tati for a while had it. He had a good streak going in towards the middle of the season, but again, a very streaky player, very streaky. But when he gets on that streak, it's fantastic.
But dude, you can plan on it from Hebert no matter what.
It seems like it, yeah, absolutely.
So it's absolutely. Just again, everybody's got to get healthy. Like this is the time. I mean, look, we're getting lucky with these results, but luck is gonna run out, and eventually the luck is gonna turn in the opposite direction, and you don't want it to happen in a one and done situation like the playoffs. You know,
Yeah.
you want to try to get that bye. You want to try to win the East. That should be the focus right now. The focus right now should be finishing first seed, getting that bye, and having to win 3 games to get an MLS Cup. That should be the focus. Dude, I think we got to open up the phone lines here because
Let's do it.
you know, I'm sure there's some people that are not that happy. 646-535-7982 if you want to talk with Dudes in Blue, and I love saying that because it rhymes. I'll say it every time. Look at, dude, I'm a poet, and I didn't even realize I was rhyming. I think that's also a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference there, Peralta.
Yep.
Anyway, 646-535-7982. We want to hear from you guys and see what you thought about the Dallas game and what your feelings are going into this week, where you have 2 matches playing in the rest of the week. The last home game of the season happening on Wednesday night against Atlanta. We got a call coming in, dude, and let's see who it is. Who is this? You're on with the Dudes in Blue. Yellow.
Christian from Jersey, guys. How we doing?
Yo, what's
Shane, what's
going
up, buddy?
on? Kicking things off. Christian, what's happening, dude?
Nothing much. I'm waiting for FIFA. I only got the standard edition, so I don't get it tonight. But I'm down to start playing it as soon as it comes out. I'd like to smack you guys around a little bit.
All right, wait.
Them fighting words.
All right, Christian. Xbox or PlayStation? Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
Nice.
Okay.
There
All
you
right.
go. All right, we got to trade gamer tags. I'm going to put mine up because I just changed it, and I'm very proud of it. I'll
Yeah,
put
I'll
it up
send you guys
shortly.
over mine.
What's that?
I'll send you guys over mine.
Yeah, definitely. Please do that. So what are your thoughts, dude? What's going on? What's going through your head after this result against Dallas?
I mean, it was ugly. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't fun to watch. It was literally a chore to watch. Covering the game, there was literally like 15-minute, 20-minute spurts where I'm trying to write the article covering the game live and also trying to tweet it out as well. And there's just nothing there. After the first 40 seconds, which were amazing, by the way, a record as revealed today, fastest goal in NYCFC history, 39 seconds versus Frank Lampard's 46 seconds
Yep.
against DC in 2015. What an absolutely just awesome start to the game. And I was just like, okay, this is going to be one of those days where it's nice to work. It's fun to cover this team. It's fun to watch these guys. Nope. It quickly fell apart. After the first 5 minutes, first 10 minutes, City looked like the team that it's supposed to look like. They had this nice little killer instinct. And then the Tinnerholm injury happened. Everything changed from then on. The second that Tinnerholm was brought off and Tony Rocha was brought on. And that's no disrespect to Tony Rocha. He's a good midfielder. He's a solid hand to have, but he's not a wide mid. I don't know why he was put in that situation. I feel like it was a lose-lose situation for him. And Tinnerholm is just, as we saw with the opening cross, he is so good at every end of the field, whether it's passing, whether it's defending, being box-to-box, even getting into dangerous areas and putting shots on net himself. He's good. And also, just before we move to the next subject, I could have sworn that FC Dallas is just headbutt City, because didn't Frederick Briand, when he was with us, didn't he have a head injury against Dallas in Dallas?
I don't know if it was against Dallas. Was it the one where he scored the goal?
I don't remember. He collided heads with somebody, and they both went out cold.
Oh.
I remember that.
I don't remember if it was against Dallas or not, but I think I do remember what you're talking about.
Could have sworn it was
Yeah,
against
we need.
Dallas.
Where's Roddy Russell? We need Roddy Russell.
I know.
He's
Seriously.
good with these things.
Seriously.
Yeah, Roddy in South Korea, please, help me out, man. Come on. Help.
But yeah, it's not what you want to see, and a player like that, again, you don't know what you got till it's gone. It's one of those things where Tinnerholm's been such a consistent piece for this club, so we haven't had many opportunities where we've been without him. And look, 60 minutes without him, I wasn't terribly pleased.
Nope.
Nope, me neither. It looked ugly, and I'm hoping to God it's not a concussion, because if he's concussed and he can't play against Atlanta, with or without Josef Martinez, Atlanta is a good side with talented players, and despite some of the criticisms that have been levied his way, DeBoer is a decent coach. Yeah, he'll hurt you, and he's got a plan, and he's known that he's going to be without Josef since for a minute, and they're going to come in looking to crash our party, kill our hopes of clinching first in the East at home. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. How about Keaton Parks going down in the 60-something minute? and being taken out. He's been a huge part of our midfield. And he has, and those last 30 minutes of that game have shown exactly how big the gap is. Whether it was there to begin with or whether it's been created since he came here, how big the gap is between him and Ebenezer Okori. It's night and day. It's night and day. And anyone who says otherwise, they're kidding themselves. Keaton Parks, I think, is probably the second most important member of this team, other than Maxey, with Aver. You can swap him with Aver as 2 or 3. He is so important, and his lack of presence on that field in that second half definitely hurt us.
Christian, before we let you jump, man, what's your outlook for the rest of the week? We've got Atlanta and then New England.
Against Atlanta, despite everything that I just said, with Tinnerholm injury and potential Keaton Parks injury, these are just, hypotheticals because this team is awfully opaque when it comes to injury news. We never know what the hell is going on. It's starting to legit, it's starting to point. Like, it's just, tell us what's going on. But as far as the Atlanta game is concerned, it's still a home game. And it's a chance, and they know what's at stake. The players know what's at stake. If we win on Wednesday, and we focus on those egg baskets at the end of the tunnel, which is first place in the East, and home field advantage throughout the conference section of the playoffs, then I think we can get a win. I have high hopes for that game. I'll be there. We need to get together, by the way. As far as the weekend game is concerned, who are we playing this weekend? I'm so confused. New England. New England's a tough place to play. Gillette Stadium's a tough place to play. For any reason, then their field is awful. People like to trash us for our field. They have never seen Gillette Stadium in the fall. I can tell you that much. It's a tough place to get a result, but if we get a result on Wednesday, we don't even have to worry about the game against New England. So it's a tough week against two formidable opponents who seem to both always just have our number, no matter how good or mediocre they can be. It's going to be a tough week, but I have high hopes. I'm 75% certain that we'll have a good report on next week.
That's what I'm hoping. Christian Smith, Hudson River Blue. Go check him out. Christian, thanks for coming on, bud.
Thanks for always having me, guys. You guys are my favorite people on the internet. See you next week.
Love it. Nice, man.
That's impressive, because there are a lot of people on the internet.
Christian has obviously neglected to visit many websites on the internet. Moving on here. I don't know what's going on. The connection's being a little crazy because Antonino is frozen on my screen. I can hear you.
Oh, jeez. It's like a bad bad old movies here.
I'm looking like I got like a bad feed all of a sudden. Yours is cutting in and out. This is very unprofessional. But we're gonna take this call. Speaking of unprofessional, Felix from the Bronx. Who's this?
Of course, it can be the one and only Felix from the Bronx. How you guys doing tonight?
What's good, brother?
Oh my gosh, man! You know something? As much as I want to recollect what happened last night, I mean, it was just bad, man. I mean, but other than that, everything else is good. I mean, we're alive, we're breathing, and we're on the line right now. What else is better than that?
And FIFA comes out tomorrow, so if we all stay alive till
FIFA
tomorrow,
comes out tomorrow. Yes. And you know something? I mean, I really am digging Volta. And I'm gonna really enjoy it once I get my hands on it.
Xbox or PlayStation?
PS4 all day, baby.
Come on, man! You were so high on my list.
I couldn't hang, dude. I can't hang with Xbox. Not for nothing, dude. Like the controller's all clunky in my hand. Bad enough, my hands are kind of like my hands are kind of like they don't conform to my hands, man. I mean, I have very supple hands, man. The PS4 controller just fits in there perfectly,
Supple.
So definitely.
Supple.
Felix, you have supple hands?
One of those words.
Hey, listen, man. I gotta keep my hands well lotioned. You know what I mean? So,
I don't want to know anymore. Say no more. Say no more, fan.
By the way, bro, that's a very, very beautiful shirt you have, man.
I know. I wonder where I got it from.
I wonder. Angel Mazer knows. I know he knows.
Can you please tell the class, because it sounds like you have an inside joke going on and nobody knows what the hell you're talking about.
Well, listen, look at that beautiful, beautiful T-shirt he's wearing. It says, "Take me to the Bronx. It's where I want to be." The Real Bronx, we were selling those earlier this year. We still have some available, guys. If you want one, hit me up.
There you go. There you go. All right, Felix, come on. So we're not gonna relive. We're not gonna relive yesterday. So let's.
Nah.
There's no sense dwelling on the past. So let's look to the future. No Joseph Martinez for Atlanta on Wednesday, and then we go to Foxborough to take on New England at Gillette Stadium on Saturday. How are you feeling, man? How are you feeling? Knowing, they got the Tinderholm thing, you got the Keaton Parks thing. We don't know how fit Hebert's going to be. How you feeling, buddy?
Put up a shut-up time, man. That's all I got to say, man. I really think this is going to be the time where, this team's going to show what they're made of. If they're up for the challenge, we're going to come out roaring on Wednesday, pick up those 3 points against Atlanta. I don't care if, Joseph Martinez is hurt. They are a very good team. They're a very talented team. They got, game changers just like we do. They have depth just like we do. They're not the second place team for nothing, So I really feel like, despite, the doubts that we're having over health right now and fitness, I mean, we have to come out. We have to come out also firing on all cylinders. There's going to be no excuse. We need to come out aggressive. We need to come out attacking, and we need to come out playing like a first place team. Enough said.
Yeah, I feel like the results that we've been getting are while we're getting the results, they're not the prettiest results, right, dude? I mean, like, we haven't really, you and I were just talking before the show, like, when was the last, dominating, kick-ass game that we were like, no, this team is unstoppable, nobody's able to stop us?
Yeah, honestly, I'm talking about, almost 70% possession, with 8 or 9 scoring chances and putting in 3 or 4 goals. I don't remember. I mean, FC Cincinnati at home was one.
Every team made a statement against FC Cincinnati, though.
Yeah, which is
and we did score 7 goals, guys. Let's remember that.
Yeah, exactly.
Very true.
But at the same time, it's just you want to see this team just get up and smack somebody. And I've said it at least once every show for the last 5 or 6 weeks, where we've been winning by the skin of our teeth sometimes, and then at other times you're just getting a couple lucky bounces, or the other team is kind of putting their own foot in their mouth, so to speak. The results are not indicative of the play at this point. I think if this team's going to make a deep run, they have to play much, much, much better football moving forward. I just haven't been totally convinced. It's been good to get the results, absolutely, but I want to see more dominating play from this team, and I just haven't seen it the past couple of games.
It's been a while.
Really. I mean, I really feel like this is going to be our time. If there's going to be any one team that we need one of those type of performances against, it's going to have to be Atlanta. It's going to have to be New England. There's absolutely no doubt. We need to take care of our business on Wednesday and really boss that game. We're not going to let them come to our house and take those points. We really need to start showing who New York City FC is. There's absolutely no question. We need to start finding our identity in these next couple games.
I agree. Angel on Facebook says it's time for us to make a statement, and I could not agree more. Felix, how many points do you want to get out of the next 2 games?
I want 6, man.
Thank
you know me. I want 6.
I'm
I want
good with
6.
that.
Absolutely.
I am good with
absolutely.
that. 6 will all but lock things up.
Exactly. And then we can go have a party down in Philly. They're telling us we can't bring our drums in Philly. We don't care. We're gonna have a party anyway. So I think that's what we're gonna have to do.
Yeah, right. It's the chopped cheese versus the cheesesteak. That's what's going to be.
Man, come on, listen, man. The chopped cheese is going to win every time, man. Come on, man. And
listen.
No disrespect to the cheesesteak, but chopped cheese got them every time, buddy.
Chopped cheese is where it's at. And if you don't know what chopped cheese is, go look up chopped cheese, and you will have a fantastic evening. It's so delicious.
Listen, I could give you good for chopped cheese spots in the Bronx alone, man. Don't mess with me.
Felix from the Bronx bringing in the great analysis, the great food recommendations, and just the positivity. We love you, Felix.
Yeah, man, I love you guys right back. And listen, before I let you guys go, everybody who's listening to this right now, okay, Wednesday night, we are going to bring the thunder. We are going to bring the noise. We're going to bring everything we have. We absolutely must, and I mean must, back this team Wednesday night. There is no question. we are going to support this team for 90 minutes, and we're gonna do our part to make sure that this team walks away with all 3 points on Wednesday.
There you
Listen,
go.
I don't want to hear no excuses from anybody.
I know I'm going to be doing my part, and I'm going to drop a little knowledge on y'all. A little birdie told me today that a certain dude in blue is actually starting the smokestacks prior to Wednesday's game.
Oh, you know what it is.
So, I mean,
you know what it is.
I mean, who better to kick it off than Antonino? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Yeah, and I think you need to watch that T-shirt so you can wear it on Wednesday night too, bro.
Do you know how many T-shirts I have to wear? I have to wear like 6 of my own T-shirts. This one, I gotta put a jersey on. I just hope to God that they don't give me another extra large. No, I'm sorry, large T-shirt like they give out when you do the flags, because I put that thing on and I look like a sausage. And I told the photographer, I said, listen, you take any pictures of me, I'm gonna smack you. I said, any pictures of me got to be from the breastises up. You can't, you just gotta do it. I can't be looking like that on camera. Bastards.
I feel you, man. You know, but hey, listen, we got to look good at all times, Antonino. You know what it is.
That's it.
There you go. Felix, man, we'll talk to you next week, I'm sure.
Yeah, you know, definitely. Hopefully next weekend, you know, we'll have another 6 points in the bag. We'll have gotten beaten New England. Boston sucks all day, every day. That's how we do it, guys.
All right, man.
You chose a great one, man. Take care, guys. Peace.
Hey, oh man, always good. Dude,
it's just so much fun.
He's the Joe DiMaggio of the show.
When I see his name pop up, I'm like, here we go.
Clear
the lines. Clear the lines.
We're Show DiMaggio. That's who he is. The Joe DiMaggio of our show.
We got to move on, dude. We got to move on. We got to
Who's
move on
next?
to Dude of the Week.
Who's next? Dude of the Week. We almost forgot it again.
No. See? I was watching the time. So the next caller, if there's going to be another caller, 646-535-7982, get on the horn with the dudes in blue and let's talk Dude of the Week. Because I have no idea who to give it to.
I don't know. Deserves it. I don't know who deserves it.
Angel on Facebook says breastises. Write it down.
Breastises is always good. I can't take
That's
credit.
what you got out of that, Angel.
Listen, anytime you mention breastises, things go awry. You know what I'm saying?
Unbelievable. Who you got, dude? This is tough. This is tough for me.
This actually is a really this is really not a fun one. Let me actually just go to this. I usually like to go to my Audi index here.
Look at the old Audi at the Audi index there.
The Audi index there.
Can I give it to like Kevin De Bruyne? Bernardo Silva, perhaps?
Listen, I'll put it to you this: how bad this game actually was on both ends.
I got to take a call.
Take it. You take that call.
I'm gonna take it. Hold that thought. What's going on? You're on with the dudes in blue. Who's this?
This is Roger. Roger PCR.
Roger, what's up?
First time call?
Seeing your Dome out himself.
A long-time listener, first-time caller. Hashtag Dome out.
Roger, who you got for Dude of the Week?
It's not really like a standout, but by default, I'm going to give it to Castellanos. He got us the goal, and it's what we needed.
Yeah, that's definitely the low-hanging fruit, my friend.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though. So to my point here, just looking at the going by the Audi index here, to show you how bad this game actually was on both ends, the best player in the game was Anton Tinnerholm, and he got subbed out in the first half.
He's an honorable mention, and I saw some people in the chat throwing his name in there, so I wouldn't be upset about that either.
Yeah, that's a good. This week is actually very difficult to pick this one. I think it's a very hard one. It's always difficult when there's a draw and the team hasn't played, up to snuff, so to speak. So, your 3 defenders are your top guys in Tinnerholm, Callens, and Chanot. Castellanos is way down on the list, but again, doing it where it counts. I don't know.
And we typically don't finish so well, so I was kind of excited about that. And then we kicked the bucket for the rest of the game. So, yeah.
It's tough, man. This is definitely tough. Why
couldn't we have Ring's daughter this week?
What's that?
Could we just bring back Ring's daughter?
She was fantastic. She really
She's
was.
still a favorite of mine.
She wound up probably helping us get the win that game. I think that's what wound up happening.
She better start for on. She better be there on Wednesday as well.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you. I'm seeing all the comments here for Tinnerholm, getting Christian saying for proving invaluable. I do got a shout for Maxi Morales. Angel saying the fans for traveling. Tinnerholm. Yeah, it's tough, man. This is tough. Again, like I didn't realize that, like what Antonino just said, that Tinnerholm made pretty much the biggest impact for us, and he was only on the pitch for I think like 23 minutes. So I think we might have to give it to him. But I agree with you, Roger. Well, here's the thing, and Roger has a point. Due to the week is supposed to be the guy that does on top of what he normally is supposed to do. Tinnerholm has been very, very consistent in that role, and Tati has been streaky. So the last player that we really gave due to the week to that was kind of like streaky was Matriza, because he had such a good game. But aside from the goal, though, Roger, Tati was virtually silent, I thought, for the rest of the game.
He got subbed off for that reason.
But then again,
If I'm not
most of
mistaken.
us were. Most of the team was silent.
We were all just speechless at the train wreck.
It was. It's like.
I just can't look away.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult. Dude, I'm going to give it to you. Do you agree with Roger, or do you agree with the Tinnerholm? You make the call.
I'm just going to read you a couple of the dude had 8 unsuccessful passes in the opposing half. He lost 4 aerial duels, conceded the ball out of play 4 times, lost the ball once from a tackle, an unsuccessful pass in his own end. 4 fouls committed. I don't know. I don't know. Again, he scores, and it was a fantastic goal. I mean, on the half volley, when the ball's anybody that's kicked a soccer ball before knows that once it bounces and comes up, it's very easy to get up and under it and boot it to the sky. So that goal was actually really fantastic. But I think it doesn't happen without the hard work of Anton Tinnerholm. But again, it's consistent. I just don't. I don't know at this point. We got to figure out a different way how to get this done.
I know.
Give it to Tinnerholm and hope that in the next few games, Cassidy can get it back and get back on his streak that you were just talking about, because we need him to be on fire from here on out.
Oh, we need everybody to be on point. There are 3 games left in the regular season. This is crunch time. This is where it. Oh, we're doing this. You're flipping a coin.
Well, let's come down to this. All right. So
all right,
this is bad.
Heads has to be Tinnerholm.
Okay. So heads is actually no. You know what? Let's let Roger call it. So we'll let Roger pick it if he gets heads or tails, and he's gonna go with Tati. So let's see if he gets it or not. All right, Roger, call it in the air.
Tails never fails.
Oh, he got tails.
All right,
Got it.
Tati wins. There you go.
Wins. All right, see, that's the easy way to do it.
Roger, I think the most important question that I have to ask you before we let you jump is: are you a FIFA player?
Yes, absolutely. I threw it in the comments. Xbox, of course.
There you go. There you go.
So at my gamer tag there, shoot the ad. I'm
gonna put ours up on the screen, dude, because
nice.
everybody can take it down. As long as you're cool with that. But
of course,
Roger, best of luck to you in your FIFA endeavors. Are you a foot player?
I am.
All right.
I will always say it, since everybody knows. Let's go for the cup. I will give Dome in once we get the cup. Until then, #Dome out.
I love that drop. That's a good shout, Roger. Thanks so much for calling in, dude.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
See ya.
Hey, you too. Always
That's
nice
awesome.
to hear from the new peeps.
That's awesome. That is awesome. We got time for one more call. If you want to jump in, 646-535-7982. Tati got dude of the week on a coin flip. Dude, that's low. That's bad. But listen,
I mean, when that game is that bad, you got to result to
what else are you gonna do?
You got to play dirty sometimes.
That game could have been won or lost on a coin flip. It seems as though,
Yeah.
Dude, I have to get your gamer tag correct, dude, because
Should be Bleed Blue 4389. I want to say that's what it is. I kept trying to change it, and it just won't let me. It won't let me do it. It's just not having it.
All right. Okay. So your I'm gonna put them up here. So yours is this is on Xbox, everybody. So Antonino is Bleed Blue 4389, and I am putting mine up now.
Hit him with it.
I'm gonna hit him with it. Mine is Gabagool FC on Xbox. So if you're an Xbox player, want to play FIFA, this is it. Bleed Blue 4389 for Antonino, and if you want to play with me, I am Gabagool FC. So go on Xbox
I love
and
it.
get it. It's just fun. I'm looking forward to it. Just a couple other shouts here, dude, before things go. I mentioned Kevin De Bruyne before and Bernardo Silva because, my God, 8-0 over Watford. I'm just saying that because I'm a Manchester City fan. My word, what a performance after losing to Norwich. They were like, you know what? Okay, we're coming back. Just absolute thrashing. Absolute thrashing. Very, very exciting. And we've got what seems to be like it could be a 2-horse race for the Golden Boot now with Joseph Martinez being out 5 to 6 weeks in Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Carlos Vela. Now, if my numbers and memory serves me right, Carlos Vela on 29 goals, Zlatan Ibrahimovic on 27. They both scored over the weekend. Who you guys got in the comments? Let us know who's going to win it. Dude, who do you think's going to pick it up? I mean, because this is tough. I mean, there's plenty of time left. Vela can run away with it, but Zlatan can have another hat-trick game and absolutely take it.
I think the difference will be 1, and I think Vela's gonna pull it out.
He's gonna edge it out. Okay.
I think he's gonna edge it out. I don't know if they'll be neck and neck. I think Zlatan will pull within 1, but I think in games that Zlatan scores, I think Vela's gonna do the same thing and end up scoring. And keeping that distance, but I think it's gonna be very close. And to be honest, it's pretty exciting. It is really exciting when you get guys, that up there and they just perform at such a high level, and just to see that many. I mean, my God, to create or actually be the reason for almost a goal a game, if not a little bit more. It is unbelievable. Like, I don't think people realize how impressive a feat that actually is. It is very, very, very hard to do. And again, to not just to score the goals, but to be setting them up for your teammates and recognizing that, you're not the only person who can put the ball in the net, but you can spread that around, and all of a sudden you can just be one of the most dominant teams in the world. Not in the world, but depending on who you got around you, you could be. You could be dropping eight goals on people. It's just so impressive when you talk about points created per game. It's just unreal.
The Western Conference still tends to be as tight as can be, with 6 points separating second from 8th place. Still, we're not able to break this deadlock here, where literally the 8th place team could wind up finishing in second at this rate. I mean, it's absolutely insane. So we have no idea what the hell is going to happen in the Western Conference. In the East, NYCFC, win, lose, or draw, we will still be ahead of Atlanta and Philly after Wednesday night's match. So we'll still be in first, win, lose, draw. But we want to get the win. We want to secure that. We want to seal our own fate. We got to get that first seed going into the playoffs. We want that bye. We want that week off. This team has played a lot of games, dude. 13 games in 2 months. It's a lot of games. A lot of games.
Listen, that's you seal up first place and you get yourself an extra week's rest, which can really, really do this team a lot of good at this point, because between the injuries and the games played, it's a lot of miles on the legs in a short period of time.
But other than that, I mean, it's, here we go. This is it, dude. This is it. So
it's crunch time.
So this has been episode 171. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Thanks for all of our callers. Really appreciate it. If you want to join us on Xbox for a little FIFA, I am Gabagool FC on Xbox. Antonino is Bleed Blue 4389. So you want to hit us up on there, please feel free. I play quite often, like quite too often, I'm going to probably say. And Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, we're at Dudes in Blue. That's how you can get a hold of us. We'll be back Monday night with 2 games to cover, so we'll definitely take a lot more of your calls next week. We appreciate you watching on the Facebook feed, on YouTube, on the pod. We love you all. Dude, have fun Wednesday night. Lighten up those smokestacks and bring the noise, guys. Until next time, stay blue.
Stay blue.